Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual class of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic, and because of that we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean we are going to stop learning. So we are going to do many lessons which are very interesting from your textbook through the virtual class here. So let us do a lesson in English today. So children, let us start a lesson in standard 4th English, and the lesson is lesson number 21 from your textbook, and the name of the lesson is Flint. Now children, this is a small and beautiful poem. So first we will talk about the person who's written this poem, that is the poetess of this poem, and then we will try and understand what she wants to say about this particular thing which the poem is talking about. So the name of the lesson is Flint. And now what is flint, children? Flint is nothing but a shiny gray or black color stone that looks like glass. Alright. So flint is a stone, means it is found in the mines or it is found naturally. It is a natural resource. And in the olden times, people used to make fire with this flint. Alright. When you rub two pieces of flint stone together, what happens is sparks are created or sparks are generated. And these sparks then are used in order to create fire. So this is about flint. Now in the poem, the poetess, that is Christina Rossetti, she compares this flint to many other precious stones. So now who is Christina Rossetti? So Christina Georgina Rossetti, she was an English poet who wrote devotional songs also, devotional poems also, and children's poems also. So you will see a lot of children's poems being written by Christina Rossetti. Okay, so now we will read the poem The Flint, and we will try to understand what she has wanted to say about the flint, how she compares the flint to many other precious stones. But during the end, she tells us that the flint, even though it doesn't look nice, it is not as attractive as the other stones, but at the same time, the flint has got a special quality which the other stones don't have in them. Alright, so come on, let's start reading the poem The Flint. So, lesson number 21, Flint. An emerald is as green as grass. So the emerald, see this one, it is a type of stone, or it is a type of a natural precious stone. And what is the color of the emerald? It is the color of grass. So it is as green as grass. So just like the grass is green in color, the emerald is also green in color. You must have seen people wearing ornaments, that is earrings and rings made up of emerald. Okay, so the emerald is one precious stone. Then you have in the second line, see I'm marking the lines where I'm reading, okay? A ruby red as blood. So when the emerald is green in color, see the ruby, the color of the ruby is red like blood. So just like our blood is red in color, in the same way, the ruby is a stone which is red in color. Then you have a sapphire. So a sapphire shines as blue as heaven. So here heaven means the sky. So what is the color of the sapphire? It is the color blue, and it shines like the skies if you look up. Now she talks about the stone which is there in our poem, that is a flint. A flint lies in the mud. That means a flint does not have too much value. You will not see the emerald lying around in the mud, or the ruby lying around the mud, or the sapphire lying around in the mud. People will take it away immediately because these are all precious stones. They're very expensive. But a flint, you will see that it is lying around in the mud. A diamond is a brilliant stone. Now we all know about diamond. Diamond means a hira. So a diamond is a brilliant stone to catch the world's desire. See, this is a diamond. It's a brilliant stone and it is very, very costly also. Okay, you must have heard about the Kohinoor, which was a diamond which was taken away from India. Okay, and it is there in the British Museum. So it is a very, very expensive stone to catch the world's desire. To catch the world's desire means everyone all around the world, they want to own a diamond. They want to have a diamond for themselves. So a diamond is a brilliant stone to catch the world's desire. An opal holds a fiery spark. Can you see the stone over here? The stone is the opal. Now the opal, you will see that it has got different colors. It sparkles. Doesn't have just one color like the emerald or the ruby or the sapphire, but it has got a various colors in it. And different types of opal have different kind of colors also. If you pick up an emerald, any emerald you pick up is green in color. It might be a little shade, dark or light. But if you pick up an opal, some opals are whitish with little blue design on it. Some of them are orangish with green design on it. Some of them is a mix of various different colors. But, see, this is the opal. But a flint holds fire. Now, all these are colorful, they are expensive, and people want them. The flint lies in the mud. It is very unattractive, not good to look at all, but it is only the flint that holds fire. Holds fire means it has fire within it. That is why when you rub it with another piece of flint, the spark comes out. Okay, so what does the poetess want to tell us in one way or the other? She wants to tell us that appearance is not everything in life. So you might look very beautiful, but you might not have any noble qualities in you. Whereas a flint, it lies in the mud, it is very humble, and it is not very pricey also. Too many people do not want the flint. At the same time, it has got such a unique quality in it, which is not there in any of the other stones. Alright, so this is what the poetess wants to tell us through this lesson, the flint. So let me read the lesson again for you quickly. We'll try and read the poem again quickly. A flint, an emerald is as green as grass. A ruby red as blood. A sapphire shines as blue as heaven. So this is a sapphire. A flint lies in the mud. A diamond is a brilliant stone to catch the world's desire. An opal holds a fiery spark, but a flint holds the fire. Alright, so this is a beautiful poem written by Christina Rossetti. Now we will go on and look at some exercises which are there. So we have one exercise which is based on the lesson, that is you have to answer some questions. You have an exercise where you have to find out the meaning of certain words. And finally we have an exercise on a figure of speech, that is simile. Okay, so as you go to these higher classes, you will have to learn many different figures of speech. So let us start here by learning about the figure of speech, simile. So let us start with the exercises. So the first one, before we go there, let us look at flint. See, this is how flint is rubbed. Okay, can you see two pieces of flint? Someone is rubbing it. And when you rub flint like this, sparks come out of the flint and they use it to light up the fire. So that is why it is said that flint holds fire. Now in today's times, children, we have these matchboxes and these lighters, etc. But during the olden times, people never used to have the matchbox and lighter. They used to rub these kind of things together in order to create a spark and thus to create fire. So let us go to the meanings now here. So the first word is heaven. So the color of heaven means what? Does heaven have a particular color? The color of heaven means the color of the sky. So the sapphire is the color of heaven. That means it is blue in color. So that is we are calling it as the color of the sky. Okay, so this is the first word meaning that you have. Look at the next word for us, brilliant. So something is brilliant means something is very, very bright to look at. There is very bright light coming from it. Sometimes we call people also as brilliant, okay? We say that person is very brilliant. Now that doesn't mean that there is light coming from that person. That brilliant means that person is a very, very intelligent, smart person. So the meaning of brilliant can change from situation to situation. So here the word brilliant means bright, because we talked about the precious stone diamond, which was brilliant. It had a lot of shine in it. All right. And let us look at the next word now. So the next word is fiery. Fiery also in a way means very bright, like the color of fire. So the opal is fiery. It is very bright to look at. It has got different colors in it also. So that also makes it very, very attractive. Then come to the next one, next exercise where we are supposed to answer a few questions. So which are the precious stones which are mentioned here in the poem? So the first one is the precious stones which are mentioned in the poem are, here you can see what is it? It is blue color, the color of the sky, and it is a sapphire. Then we have, what is this one? It is green in color. So which is the stone which is green? Come on, let's see the stone which is green in color. The emerald. So you have the emerald which is green in color. Okay. So the first stone that we are talking about is the sapphire, which is blue in color. The emerald, which is green in color. Then we have the ruby, which is red in color. All right. Then the diamond, which is so brilliant and sparkling. Can you see the light falling off the diamond? And then you have the opal. So see, the opal is also so beautiful. There is a color combination of different colors. Okay, so these are the precious stones which are mentioned here in the poem. Let us look at the next question that we have. So where does Flint lie? Where will you find Flint? You will find that Flint lies in the mud. So Flint is an like the other, you can say, precious stones. Even Flint is a kind of a stone. So it is also found in mines. Okay. So Flint lies in the mud. All right. The next question, is Flint attractive or colorful? So what is the color of Flint? Look at it. No, it is not. Why? Because Flint looks like this. Whereas we just saw how the diamond and the sapphire looks like. See, the sapphire, the diamond, the emerald, the ruby, they're so colorful. The opal, but look at the color of flint. It is so colorless and it doesn't look attractive at all. So flint is not at all attractive or colorful, but it holds fire. It is a very, very special stone. Even though it doesn't look nice, it has got a lot of fire in it. So what do you learn from this? Even though you may not look very good, you should try to develop qualities in yourself which will make you stand out from the others. So the others will look at you, they will say, oh, this person is not very good looking, but this person is very, very talented. Okay, so that was the next or the third question. Now, what can flint produce? So, what is there inside flint which it can bring out? So, flint produces fire. So, we discussed about this also. I told you that in the ancient times, when people never had a matchbox, they did not have these lighters. Nowadays, we have the gas stoves. There is no need for lighter also. It is self-igniting. You turn the button and the flame comes up. These are the modern times. But in the olden times, people, what they used to do? They used to rub two pieces of flint together in order to create a spark and in order to create fire. So what can a flint produce? A flint produces fire. So these are the questions, children. Now I told you that we have an exercise based on a figure of speech, that is simile. So I'm going to explain what a simile is to you. I will give you various examples and then I will leave you with this exercise or this question where you are supposed to find out examples of simile from the poem. One example is already given to you here. So, an emerald is as green as grass. So, this emerald is being compared to the grass. And they're saying that emerald is as green as. So, they've used the word as to compare these two things. Okay, that is why it is an example of a simile. So, when you compare two things and you use words like or as, then that is an example of a simile. So, what is a simile? Simile, like many other figures of speech, is a figure of speech. So, you have, when you go to the higher classes, you will learn about metaphor, you will learn about personification, tautology, etc. But that will be when you go to a bigger class. This year, in this particular lesson, we have to learn about simile. So simile means similar. It comes from the word similar. There's something same. There is some comparison. So when two things are compared and you use the word like or as to compare the two things, then it is an example of simile. So like I told you, let us look at various examples now here. So see, as busy as a bee. Can you see this bee? Oh God, it is doing so much work. So when someone is busy, you say, suppose Rohit is very busy all the time. There is a boy Rohit and he is very busy. So what do you say? Rohit is as busy as a bee. So what are you doing? You're comparing Rohit to the bee. But remember, there is no similarity between Rohit and the bee, okay? Rohit is a human being and bee is an insect. So for similes, we compare two things which are very different from each other. See, you compared the sapphire with the sky. Okay, you compared the emerald with the grass. All right. So simile, you compare two things which are not at all similar or same to each other, do not have any common qualities. Look at the next one. As tall as a giraffe. So this is an example of simile. Suppose there is a tall boy in your class. There's a tall girl in your class. And let us call the girl Gauri. So Gauri is a very tall girl in your class. So sometimes you say Gauri is as tall as a giraffe. So Gauri is a human being and giraffe is an animal. But you're comparing the two. You're saying that the quality of height is common. So giraffe is also tall and Gauri is also tall. Alright, so as tall as a giraffe is an example of simile. So as and as the words are repeated. Now we have certain small exercises. I've got a small exercise based on simile for you. So first let me pause this video. You pause the video and try to find out the answers yourself, and then you can check the answers which I have given you. So come on, look at the screen. There are some fill in the blanks and there are 4 images. So the first one says, as big as a, as small as a, as slow as a, as light as a. And then there are the pictures of a mountain, a snail, a mouse, and a feather. So as big as a. So what will you compare someone's hugeness with? Will you compare it with the hugeness of a snail? No. What about feather? No. So you will compare someone saying that he is as big as a mountain, as small as a mouse. A mouse is very small, isn't it? As slow as a, so what is very, very slow? What moves very slowly? The snail. So as slow as a snail. As light as a feather. Feathers are very lightweight, isn't it? So these are all examples of simile. As big as a mountain, as small as a mouse, as slow as a snail, and as light as a feather. So these are all examples of a simile. So now what is the homework that I gave you? Do you remember? I told you that you have to find out 2 lines which are examples of similes from the poem Flint. So in today's lesson, children, we did the poem Flint. We talked a little bit about the poetess. We read the poem, we tried to understand the meaning of the different words, and we also answered a few exercises which were there in the textbook. And finally, we looked at this particular figure of speech, that is simile. Alright, so this is all for today. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.